better late than never. Let's talk about all of my pickups for the month of August. What is up, everybody? I am Mace from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Sorry about the late upload. Also, sorry for yesterday's upload. I didn't upload in the quality that I wanted to. By the time I noticed that it didn't process fully, you already had like 50 views. I'm like, whatever. I don't want to ruin my spot in the algorithm. And yeah, and also my editing software has been all funky. It's been saying that my subscription has ended, even though I really just paid for it and all that stuff. But anyways, we're back. Let's not complain about it. Let's talk about all of the pickups from the month of August. Now, to preface, most of these there are a few new releases, but most of these are from secondhand stores, from thrift stores. And also wanted to give out a little disclaimer. If you hear my fan, I'm sorry, but it's literally like 33 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that was, like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But it's hot as fuck outside. And I tried filming this video many times, but it's hot as shit, and my mind just keeps thinking about the heat, and I get all sweaty, and I turn into a glazed donut, and I stumble on my words. So hopefully with the fan on me, it'll be a little bit cooler. I get iced tea here, so hopefully that cools me down. But anyways, enough lollygagging. Let's get into the pickups. I only got 2 DVD pickups this month because I wasn't able to find that many cool things. Because usually I do collect a bunch of DVDs, usually when it's collector's sets or like TV shows that don't really have an HD Blu-ray release. So this also includes that, and that is a Kevin Smith release, and that is Clerks Uncut, the DVD collection. I have no idea what this is. I don't know if there's even a Blu-ray out there, but for $3 you can't really go wrong with that. Clerks on DVD, the uncensored animated series. I don't know if this is a TV show or a mini series, but it comes with 6 different episodes. It looks raunchy. It's a rated R like animated series, so that will be very interesting. And it comes with a bunch of stuff. You know, each disc is 130 minutes long, so that is pretty good. So yeah, Clerks Uncensored. If you know more about this, let me know down below. But this came out pre Clerks 2 era. This says 1996 to 1999, so definitely pre Clerks 2. Which I'm very excited. Snooch to the Nooch. Next DVD pickup is, funnily enough, another Kevin Smith title, and that is Chasing Amy, the Criterion DVD. Now, again, I know there's a Blu-ray out there, but come on, dude. A Criterion, even though it is a DVD, but whenever you see a Criterion in the wild for $1, you just had to pick it up. Another Kevin Smith movie. A Kevin Smith movie I actually haven't seen yet. So that's why I'm excited. I'll probably just watch it the DVD, but you know, I'll probably just watch the Blu-ray because I know there's like a triple feature with that, Mallrats, and whatever. So yeah, Chasing Amy DVD comes with everything, comes with the booklet and all that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited to get into this. Clerks, Criterion DVD. Now let's get into the standard Blu-rays. I have DVDs, standard Blu-rays, and 4Ks. Let's get into the standard Blu-rays. Starting off with one of my favorite animated movies of all time, that is WALL-E. Honestly, this is what every single child movie meant for children should be. You know, it's funny, it's cute, there's a lot of artistry behind it, and there's just solid heart and meaning and messages, social commentary that talks about pollution and all that kind of stuff, and just the downward spiral of man post-industrial era. So this is what everything a modern day movie should strive for, especially when it's directed towards children. It's a great movie, and the reason why I picked up the Blu-ray, because I know there's a 4K out there. I saw Euphoria Pictures video on the 4K Blu-ray. I think it's like a Zavvi exclusive or something like that. I don't know. And it's just the 4K apparently wasn't that exciting. It wasn't very good at all. So I thought I might as well, for a couple bucks, to get WALL-E on Blu-ray with some extra bonus features. That has bonus features Blu-ray. So I'm very excited to get into that because I eat up behind the scenes stuff when it comes to animated stuff. You know, they interview all the people who do the storyboards, who do the animation, all that stuff. So I'm very excited to get into this, and has a nice little holographic type insert. I know the case is a bit dinged up, but I can just get a good old replacement. Next is a comedy movie that I haven't seen since I was a little kid, and that is Waterboy. You know, I've said previously in a bunch of my videos that I don't really care for comedy movies because they usually don't age well, and this might be a case. But I remember, you know, every time you hear someone do a Adam Sandler impression, it's always about the Waterboy. And there's probably a lot of 90s ableist comedy. I'll give it another chance. You know, again, I haven't seen this since I was 8 years old. I remember this being hilarious. Probably doesn't stand up, but who knows? You know, this has favorable reviews. And oh shit, and Kathy Bates is in it, so I didn't even realize that. Again, this also has a dinged up case, but a good old replacement can do the trick. I have a bunch of $5 Blu-rays that I don't really care for. So yeah, high quality H2O, The Waterboy. Next is a movie that I've been meaning to check out because I love Tombstone so much, and this has a pretty good cast. Kevin Costner, Dennis Quaid, and Gene Hackman, and that is Wyatt Earp. I checked the reviews for this on IMDb and Letterboxd, and it's pretty low, but I have an open mind because I love westerns, and yeah, just the cast sounds fantastic. And again, I'm a sucker for westerns, so I had to pick up Wyatt Earp, especially for a couple bucks. Can't go wrong with that. Next is another animated movie that all of my crushes in middle school and high school, this was their favorite movie, and that was The Nightmare Before Christmas. Nice little holographic slipcover. Now I heard there's besides the whole controversy with Tim Burton, I actually heard that the stop motion supervisor was the main brains behind this project. So I'm actually really excited to get into this. It has a nice slipcover, and it has that old school, high definition video for PlayStation. And it's not interchangeable artwork, but there's artwork on the insert that I can reverse, and it has this nice. I know I've never seen this movie, but I know that this is a very iconic scene. In the back is just the insert or the scene selection, because it's literally the exact same thing. So I thought I might as well, reverse the insert, and it has a nice little image to it. So boom, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, should I watch this during the month of October, since it's very spooky and gothic type, or should I watch this during Christmassy? Should I watch this during December? I don't know. Let me know down below. Is Nightmare Before Christmas more of a Halloween type movie or a Christmas movie? Is this the movie where it's like, this is Halloween, Halloween? I have no idea. That could be another movie. I don't know. Next is a movie that I've really been hearing some pretty good things about. It's a great cast, but I just really don't care for modern day military movies because they kind of feel a bit too overly patriotic and a bit too demonizing on the other side. But Catherine Bigelow was at the helm of this movie, and I love me some Point Break, so I thought I might as well check it out. And that is Zero Dark 30. It is the assassination of Osama bin Laden, and that sounds that get me kicked off YouTube. I don't know, but I heard some good things about it. I don't know if there's a 4K. There probably is out there. But, I just heard a lot of good things about it. I think Jessica Chastain won a bunch of awards for her performance here. But there's a bunch of really good actors. Jason Clarke, Joel Edgerton, Mark Bennett, Richard Hicks. So you can't go wrong with that. I'll give it an open mind, okay? I tried watching American Sniper. I didn't really like that movie. It's very, what it is, but I'll give this a chance because I love me some Catherine Bigelow. Next is a movie that I've really been holding out on because I've been hoping for a 4K, but for a couple bucks I had to pick it up, and that is Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight. Very underrated and very overhated. A lot of people unanimously say that this is his worst movie or his least best movie. They say it's very slow because for the majority of the film it takes place in one setting, but it's filmed very nicely, and just Quentin Tarantino is a very masterful actor when it comes to just a bunch of people talking. So, there's a lot of story, a lot of people able to grip you and stuff like that. So, I'm excited to get into this. Could we please get a 4K of this? Filmed in glorious 70mm. I wasn't able to check out that screening. I just watched a normal screening, but I heard they were doing 70mm film print screenings, and I heard that was fantastic. I recently watched a 35mm print screening of Pulp Fiction, and that looked really good. So I'm excited to get that 4K. But yeah, please, Hateful Eight on 4K. Now I know Quentin Tarantino's 4Ks. I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I heard that the 4K for Inglourious Basterds was not very good. So I'm keeping an open mind to this. But yeah, The Hateful Eight on Blu-ray. I've been craving and I've been itching to rewatch this movie. So I finally decided to pick it up for a couple bucks. Hateful Eight. Next is a Gary Oldman movie, an Alex Cox movie, that's in the Criterion Collection, but for a couple bucks, can't really pass up on it, and that is Sid and Nancy. I love me some Sex Pistols, and I've always been curious about the whole Sid and Nancy relationship, being the ending. It's based on real people, the tragic demise of these two people. So I'm excited, and Gary Oldman is a fantastic actor. This was made in the 80s. So I'm very excited to get into this. Alex Cox. I've only seen his movie. I forgot. I've only seen his movie called. I forgot what it was called, but it's that Western movie. But yeah, so Sid and Nancy, which is also in the Criterion Collection. I've really been on a Jake Gyllenhaal kick. I watched Nightcrawler. I love that movie. I watched Brokeback Mountain, and I also love that movie, so I thought I might as well pick this movie up. I remember I was working at the movie theater when this came out, and this looks really interesting. This was made by Stars E1, I have no idea, and that is Southpaw. Fantastic cast: Jake Gyllenhaal, Forrest Whitaker, Rachel McAdams. Again, I know nothing about this movie. I know it's a boxing movie, obviously, but I heard that a lot of people like to compare this to Rocky, and it says like a really good boxing movie, and I love me some boxing movies, so I had to pick it up. Southpaw. I'm pretty sure there's a 4K out there, but yeah, but I got the Blu-ray for a couple bucks, and I'm kind of scared because it says featuring original new music from Eminem, and usually when rappers are at the helm of soundtracks, it doesn't really sound good, but I'm guessing he just made a couple songs for this, so yeah, Southpaw. Next is a movie that I got at my local Mission Thrift, and there was like a couple, it was not even $1, it was like 95 cents, and that is The Last Legion. Now this sounds very interesting because I've never heard about this movie, but it stars Colin Firth, Ben Kingsley, and Aishwarya Rai. So it's very interesting. A spellbinding action epic, the Legion reveals the fall of Rome and the birth of King Arthur's mighty sword, Excalibur. So that sounds very interesting. I don't really see Colin Firth as a action lead, but actually that's a lie. I loved Kingsman, and he's really good in Kingsman. So yeah, Colin Firth, Ben Kingsley, and Aishwarya Rai in The Last Legion. Next is a movie that I also got for a couple bucks, and it sounded very interesting because it stars Philip Seymour Hoffman, Rachel McAdams, Willem Dafoe, and Robin Wright, and that is A Most Wanted Man. This sounds straight up my alley. One of the last, I think this is the last Philip Seymour Hoffman film, if I'm not correct. But yeah, I'm very excited to get into this. I love me some Philip Seymour Hoffman and some Willem Dafoe. So yeah, A Most Wanted Man. Next, speaking of Inglourious Basterds, I was able to find the Severin Blu-ray for $2 or $3 at the local Goodwill, and that is Inglourious Basterds. Now, I didn't know, is this a prequel, a remake, or was this the original and then the new one's a remake? But it's Inglourious Basterds is much more than the inspiration for Quentin Tarantino's new movie. The 1978 international smash hit remains perhaps the biggest and most badass war movie in Euro cult history. So I'm very excited to get into this. Obviously, you can't pass up a boutique Blu-ray for a couple bucks, and you know, why do these all come with clipper cases? But yeah, can't pass up a Severin Blu-ray for $3. I had to pick it up. Next is a movie that I was surprised that I actually liked. I recently watched the 4K stream on Netflix, and that looked pretty good. I know there's a 4K out there, but I really don't, yeah. But this is a sports movie, kind of. It's a drama movie about sports, and that is Moneyball. I was very, you know, like thrown away because I wasn't expecting this to be as good as it was. This is just a pure drama, a lot of really intense dialogue scenes and stuff like that, you know. But Jonah Hill, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Brad Pitt in Moneyball. About baseball, which doesn't really sound that interesting, but you know, the more you delve into it, it's actually a really good movie, and I highly recommend it. And that is Moneyball on Blu-ray for a couple bucks. Can't go wrong with that. Next is a movie that actually came with a slipcover, and that is Olympus Has Fallen. I remember really liking this movie, and then I remember there was a Channing Tatum movie that came out called like White House Down or something, and it was like double the budget or something, and it just shit the bed. It was terrible, and it really came like a month after, or 3 weeks after. So, but I remember really liking this, and I heard really bad reception about the 4Ks because I know it's a trilogy, right? And this comes with a nice holographic slipcover for $3. Can't go wrong. Olympus Has Fallen. You know, Aaron Eckhart, Gerard Butler, and Morgan Freeman. Dude, you can't go wrong with that. Next is another Catherine Bigelow war film, and that is The Hurt Locker. I heard really good things about this. You know, stars the new Captain America and Hawkeye. I don't know much about this. I know, well, Ralph Fiennes in this? Okay, so there's a really good cast. Anthony Mackie, Jeremy Renner, David Morse, Guy Pearce, yeah, Ralph Fiennes. It's an all-star cast. And, you know, again, I don't really like, you know, modern-day war films, but I heard this was actually pretty good, so I'll give it a chance. Again, Catherine Bigelow, so boom, The Hurt Locker. Next is a horror sci-fi classic made by a Canadian filmmaker, and that is David Cronenberg's The Fly. I have yet to watch this. I haven't seen this. I think I've seen it a very long time ago, but I don't remember it. But yeah, you know, a lot of people, I didn't even realize that this was made by David Cronenberg until I got more into film. Yeah, and also starts Jeff Goldblum, and Gina Davis is in this. And yeah, so this is an older Blu-ray, a 2007 Blu-ray, But, you know, it looks nice, and for a few bucks, I can't really pass up on that. It comes with special features, too, plus a commentary with director David Cronenberg. So, yeah, The Fly. Even though I kind of like more of his crime thrillers, I'm not opposed to any of his horror films or sci-fi horror films. Next is a movie that I haven't seen yet, but I love me some Anthony Hopkins, and I love me some Ryan Gosling, and that is Fractured. This has been on my watch list for a very long time, so when I stumbled upon it on Blu-ray, I just had to pick it up. A movie I really don't know much about. I think it's like about Anthony Hopkins who is accused of murdering his wife, and then Ryan Gosling has to prove it or something like that. So, you know, I love me some crime thrillers, so it sounds very nice. These guys can act all day, so I have very high hopes for this. Fracture on Blu-ray. And this was a surprising pickup that I got at the local drugstore for $6.99. It's a Shout Factory release, and that is Exterminator 2. I know the first movie is called The Exterminator, and that's an Arrow video release. But, you know, I think, and Mario Van Peebles is in this. You can't go wrong. I'm guessing it's very schlocky, post-apocalyptic, sci-fi horror, action / whatever type movie. But yeah, so I'll probably watch the first movie and then I'll get to this. But yeah, I just couldn't imagine a boutique Blu-ray, a Shout Factory Blu-ray at the drugstore, at my local Shoppers Drug Mart. So yeah, boom. Next was another pickup that I got for 98 cents, and that was Ironclad. That Mission thrift store had a bunch of like these medieval, Knights of the Templar type movies. And this stars James Purefoy, Brian Cox, Derek Jacobi. But the kicker is that it also stars Kate, or not stars, but also features Kate Mara and Paul Giamatti. What the fuck? I've never heard about this movie, but you know, Kate Mara and Paul Giamatti are some big actors, so I'm interested in seeing this. I'm not gonna say I'm excited, but it sounds extremely interesting. Made by Alliance Content Film. No idea. I've never heard about this movie, but it sounds like a fun time. You know, drinks required. Next is a Clint Eastwood movie, which I'd probably say is his last really good starring role movie. I can't really think of anything else in the 2010s, because this came out after Million Dollar Baby. That is Gran Torino, a fantastic film. It's a hard watch because it's very emotional, but it's a fantastic movie, directed, starring, and I think written also by Clint Eastwood. No, screenplay by Nick Schneck. Okay, but you know, directed and produced by Clint Eastwood. Stars Clint Eastwood. It's a fantastic movie. I highly recommend it. I recommend you going in blind. I think everyone knows that scene where it's like, "Get off my lawn." But besides that, Gran Torino, fantastic movie. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but I highly recommend it. And this is like the last portrayal of him being a very convincing old badass guy. And next was another movie that also was from Mission Thrift, and it was also about Knights of the Templar, and that is Arn, the Last Knight Templar, starring Joachim Notherqvist, Sophia Helen, Stellan Skarsgård, Vincent Perez, Simon Cowell, and this is the kicker, B.B. Anderson. Now, I'm a huge fan of Ingmar Bergman films, and B.B. Anderson is one of his mainstays, so I'm very excited to get into this. Again, I know nothing about it. I'm guessing it's a Swedish film, because most of the actors in this are Swedish. I have no idea, but yeah, boom. Arn, the Knight Templar. Next is a movie I got, another Tim Burton movie I got for the spooky months, and it's about Johnny Depp playing a vampire, and that is The Dark Shadows, or just Dark Shadows. It's a comedy movie, but it's still sealed with the the security tape is not on there, but it's a still sealed Blu-ray, so that's very interesting. You know, whenever you get a still factory sealed from the thrift store, it's always a nice little thing, and it came with a lenticular slipcover. So what's not to love about this? Again, Tim Burton movie, whatever, but you know, I love his gothic type style, and you know, Johnny Depp is in this. So with everything going on, I might as well pick it up for a couple bucks. Next is a movie that I got picked up at the BMV. I got it at one of those little, you know, grab 3 Blu-ray, grab 4 Blu-rays, get for $10 or whatever. And I got 28 Days Later. They didn't have many other movies, but I love me some Danny Boyle and I love me some Cillian Murphy. So those two melded together, I had to pick it up. Because I know there's a Disney Plus stream out there, but I just want to get it physically in my hand. Screenwriter Alex Garland also. I didn't know that. So that sounds very interesting. If you guys don't know Alex Garland, Ex Machina, Men, And yeah, so I'm very excited to get into this. I haven't watched this in a very, very long time, and I remember those like YouTube edits of Cillian Murphy. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. You remember those old edits of the little, because it's a zombie movie, right? And I think it's like one of the earlier, not earlier, but a movie talking about running zombies, like high powered zombies, instead of just decomposing bodies that like to eat. This is actual like scary zombies. But yeah, so Danny Boyle. I heard that this was made on early digital cameras, so I'm not holding out for a 4K because I got burned with Collateral. That really didn't look that good. So I thought I might as well pick it up on Blu-ray for a couple bucks. Can't go wrong with that. Next are some new pickups that I got. Starting off with Midnight Movie. If you saw my last video, literally from yesterday, I picked this up at Value Village. I know nothing about this movie, but with October being less than a month away, I might as well pick it up and just explore different venues. And it sounds interesting, so, people being sucked into the movie and then being murdered, that sounds fun. And this, I also got this movie that's the Never-Ending Story. I know a lot of 70s, 80s, and 90s kids love this movie. I've never seen this, but it sounds interesting. I know there's like a sad ending or something, I have no idea. But also a movie made by Wolfgang Peterson, and I love me some Wolfgang Peterson. I mostly watched his more adult-oriented films, but for being a childhood classic for a lot of people, I thought I might as well bite the bullet and check it out. A Warner Brothers movie, Never-Ending Story. Next Blu-ray I got was from the Beat Goes On, The Beat Goes On sale, and this is the Friday the 13th Killer Cut remake. The Friday the 13th remake, the Killer Cut. Now, I've stated before that I hate the dialogue in this movie, but I actually kind of like the premise of, Friday of Jason Voorhees being a man of the land, knowing how to make booby traps and how to hunt and, knowing how to use bow and arrows and stuff like that. So that really intrigued me, and it stars one of the guys from Supernatural, and it's also a Michael Bay didn't direct it, but it's from Michael Bay's movie, from his direction, Platinum Dunes thing. And yeah, so I don't know why it says New Line Cinema, Platinum Dunes, and Warner Brothers and Paramount. So what the fuck? Why are so many people? Oh, I guess that's why we're in the situation of Friday the 13th that we are, because so many people have their hands in the cookie jar. Oh, I want to make another. Oh, I don't want to. But anyways, yeah. So Friday the 13th Killer Cut. I don't know what's in the Killer Cut, but it's a nice little slipcover. I like that added little texture to it to make it look like actual blood on the slipcover. So I'm guessing it comes with a bunch of bonus features. I'm guessing the best 7 kills. See how they're diabolically done. So yeah, I remember the kills being cool. It's just a lot of the meat in this movie are very annoying. So yeah, Friday the 13th, the Killer Cut. I'm excited to see if it's like extended or something, but this is a nice slipcover. You got embossed, an embossed spine, and there's different materials on the thing, so that's pretty cool. Next is Battle of Britain, a movie I've never seen before, but I've heard really good things about it, and it's an all-star cast. Harry Andrews, Michael Caine, Trevor Howard, Kurt Jurgens, Ian McShane, Christopher Plummer, Laurence Olivier, Robert Shaw. Holy fuck, you can't go wrong with that. So I'm excited to check this out. This is probably a long-ass movie. 132 minutes. Okay, it's not that long. But yeah, so the future is blue. It's an old-ass Blu-ray, so I'm not holding my breath for a good Blu-ray release, but it'll probably be the best that is out there, because I'm pretty sure there's no 4K about this. But this movie sounds interesting. It's all-star cast, and let me some World War II movies made in the 60s. It was made, 1969? So yeah. Battle of Britain. And the last standard Blu-ray I got was a Studio Canal Blu-ray from Value Village, and that is Richard Attenborough starring Robert Downey Jr. Chaplin. Now, I heard a lot of really good things. I think Marissa Tomei is also in this. And yeah, so Marissa Tomei, Penelope Ann Miller, Dan Aykroyd is in this, Kevin Dunn, Anthony Hopkins, Mila Jovovich, I have no fucking idea. Diane Lane is in this. Okay, holy shit, Kevin Kline is in this. This is a huge cast, so I'm excited to get in this. I heard there was it's got nominated a lot. But yeah, whenever you see a boutique release, so would you classify Studio Canal as a boutique Blu-ray? Yeah, I would. And for a couple bucks, you can't go wrong with that. Chaplin on Blu-ray, Studio Canal, still sealed. So yeah. So those are the Blu-rays. Let's get into the 4Ks. So starting off, I went to BMV a week ago to find some discounted used 4Ks, and I was able to finally pull the trigger on the Mission Impossible 4K set. Now, I know this will be obsolete and probably cheaper when the new one comes out, but I've been really, really interested in this because, like, Brian De Palma made the first one, and then John Woo made the second one, so I'm very, very excited. And I heard that they're actually pretty good action espionage type films. Like this, like people call this the American James Bond, right? So I'm very excited to get into this. I don't like how the Blu-ray case is so thick, and then the 4K case is not. And then, but you get a nice little pamphlet which I could read over, but I really don't know any of these. I haven't seen a single Mission Impossible movie, so I'm very excited to get into that. And it comes with a because originally I wanted to get all of them individually with their slipcovers, but for 6 movies. And I got this for $50, so 6 4Ks for $50. You can't go wrong with that, and it's the whole shebang, and it's actually in a pretty decently shaped box, so I had to pick it up. Next is another movie I picked up from the BMV, and that is The Great Escape on 4K Blu-ray. Now, I know a lot of people prefer the Criterion, but for what? I got it for like, what, $15? A Kino Lorber 4K. I love me some Kino Lorber, and I love me some Charles Bronson. I think he's in it. Yeah, Charles Bronson, Donald Pleasance, Steve McQueen, James Garner, Richard Attenborough. Can't go wrong. And it came with a slipcover for $15. You know, you can't really go wrong with that. And a decently shaped 4K. So boom, The Great Escape. Next was a new release that I did a hunting video for, and I also did a review for that. So if you want to check that out, check out the review. Check it out over here. The very controversial Heat Tension on 4K Blu-ray. You know, we've been waiting so long for this 4K, and it just, like, it's a decent Blu-ray. The sharpness and everything looks good. It's just the color contrast, and it's very dark or whatever. I'm not going to get into this. If you want to know my thoughts, again, click the banner over here. But yeah, the slipcover is terrible. Heat Tension. Heat Tension. Heat Tension. So yeah, that was the new release. And it's also really low-res images on the front. So yeah, boom. Heat on 4K. I love the movie. One of my favorite heist movies of all time. One of my favorite movies of all time. One of my favorite crime thrillers of all time. But it's just, I wish this got a newer, kind of spruced up image. Even though I hate DNR and all that stuff, I just wish it, you know, I wish it looked, I don't know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, Heat on 4K. Next is a movie I haven't popped in the player yet, but I've watched this movie like 5 times. And that is Straight Outta Compton. A really, like, one of my favorite musical biopics. I know a lot of musical biopics don't really, you know, hit the mark, head on the nail. You know, like I've heard Bohemian Rhapsody was good. It's just it doesn't really tell the true story of Freddie Mercury. Same with All Eyes on Me, the Tupac one. Even though the guy looks exactly like Tupac and sounds like him, it didn't really bode well. Even though I didn't mind All Eyes on Me, it's just I heard a lot of people don't like this. But this is universally loved. In my grade 10 yearbook for 2015, it said like favorite movie of all time, like favorite movie of the year. Number 1 was at Straight Outta Compton. So I got the 4K with the slipcover. I got this for like $13, I think. So it can't go wrong with that. I'm excited to see the 4K, and because this is a very rewatchable movie. It's there's fantastic. It's a fantastic soundtrack. You know, you got Snoop Dogg in there. You got Ice Cube. You got Eazy-E. You got the NWA catalog, and you got a bunch of like 70s and 80s R&B that's featured in this, right? So because it takes place in the late 80s, so there's a lot of really good soundtracks. And I'm excited to get into the 4K. Next was a new release that I picked up this month, and that was Child's Play on 4K Blu-ray. I didn't pick up the other ones because this isn't my favorite franchise, but I like the first one enough to pick it up on 4K. A really good 4K. I'm tempted to see the other 2, but yeah, you can find these everywhere at Walmart and Best Buy, whatever. I pre-ordered this and got this a week early, so I did the review for that. If you want to check that review out, hit the banner over there. There's a review. I also did a Blu-ray to 4K screen comparison. I took Blu-ray screen caps from the original Blu-ray that came out like in 2010 and 2011, and then the reissued Blu-ray that came out in 2016. Quick thoughts is that it's a fantastic 4K Blu-ray, and there's different color timing. This one has more natural colors, while the other one has a more pinkish, not over contrast, but a kind of diluted, over pinky type flavor type color. So yeah, Child's Play on 4K. Love this 4K. I love this image. It's a pretty good movie. It's not as a masterpiece as people call it, but it's a solid 3 stars. So yeah, boom. Next was a movie that got delayed here in Canada, but it is one of my favorite Kubrick films. Very underrated Kubrick films. This is one in the Criterion collection, and that is The Killing on 4K Blu-ray, a Kino Lorber 4K Blu-ray. I really like the way that Kino Lorber is going towards more of the all artwork And again, people were saying that she's grabbing his cock. No, he's standing straight like this. If it had to be, her ear is next to his cock. He's kind of grabbing her like his hip or something. So yeah, so boom. The 4K of The Killing. Again, I love just a pure artwork. And I think there's different artwork on the inserts. I'm not going to open it until I actually watch it. And I recently just watched like a month ago. So yeah, The Killing on 4K Blu-ray. Next is a pickup that I got on their 30% off sale. And that was It's a Wonderful Life 4K Steelbook. I haven't seen this movie since middle school. So like 10 years ago. So I'm excited to get into this. It's a Wonderful, probably more longer than 10 years. Oh my god, it's been a long time. But yeah, so It's a Wonderful Life 4K. I heard really good things about the 4K, and I got this for like, what, $13 or so. So can't go wrong with that. I'm excited to give it a rewatch. Even though this isn't in color, I'm expecting the 4K quality to look absolutely fantastic. Digitally restored and remastered. This one is a 4K feature film. And there's a colorized Blu-ray version of it. Okay. And my favorite type of special feature is the restoring a beloved classic in 4K. So they basically talk about how they restored and everything. And what's cool is that it actually comes with the poster. Usually when you find used things, it doesn't really come with all the inserts or the posters or digital code. But this came with the poster, so that is very interesting. So boom, the guy probably just got it for the digital code, or he sold the digital code or whatever, and then he sold it here. I don't know. But yeah, I remember seeing this at Best Buy during last year's Black Friday, and it was like $27. So to get this for $13, can't go wrong with that. And I'm getting in the mood for Christmas, because I actually kind of like Christmas more than Halloween. Controversial, I know. Next is another pickup I got at The Beat Goes On, and that is The Invisible Man. I haven't seen this movie because I kind of shunned it off after all those really lackluster Universal monster movies. But I heard that this is actually a really decent, like a pretty good film, like a 7 out of 10 or so. And it came with a slipcover with the 4K, so I just had to pick it up. You know, everyone was saying that, oh, that was a pretty good movie. So I thought I might as well judge for myself. And for what, $10? Can't go wrong with that. Next is another Beat Goes On sale pickup, and that is It on 4K Blu-ray, the slipcover. Now, I know the slipcover is all banged up and shit, but it kind of adds to the whole mystique about it, so I'll let it pass. But yeah, you know, I heard a lot of really good things about it. I heard the first It remake is really good. I heard part 2 wasn't that good, even though there's like a really big cast. It's just I heard a lot of people like this one more, so I'll watch it this Halloween, see if I like it. If I like it enough, I'll probably pick up part 2 during Black Friday. But yeah, so It part 1. And next again is another Beat Goes On sale pickup, and that is Logan on 4K Blu-ray with the slipcover. Now, I had this previously. I bought this at Sunrise. I bought the 4K at Sunrise Records for like $14, but for $11, and it comes also with the noir version. I heard a lot of people like the noir version as well. And with the slipcover for $11, you can't go wrong with that. Yes, did I double dip just for the slipcover? Yeah, kind of. But it comes with a bunch more discs and stuff like that, and for $11, can't go wrong with Logan on 4K Blu-ray with the slipcover. The next 4K pickup was the last pickup of the Beat Goes On 30% off sale, and that was the OG X-Men trilogy on 4K. I haven't heard anything about the 4K image, but I love these movies, and I just had to pick it up. And it has a nice little slip box to it, so you can't go wrong with that. I don't think they probably release these individually. I think I saw on Zavvi. But to get them all together for like, I think I got this for $20. Can't go wrong with that. $20 for 3 4K Blu-rays. That's a pretty good deal. Next is another new release that I got actually last week or so. And that is Kirk Douglas's Stanley Kubrick classic, Paths of Glory. I heard really good things about the 4K, and I've heard really good things about the movie. I haven't seen this movie yet, but I've heard such good things. And I love me some World War I content, so I had to pick this up. Super excited. And I heard the insert on the actual 4K is a different image quality, or a different image, or like a different artwork. So I'm excited to get into that. Next is a movie that I didn't like when I first watched it. Now, granted, I watched the first maybe 5-10 minutes of it, and I didn't like it on Netflix. But, you know, I had to pick it up because it was $10 with the 4K slipcover, and it's Argo. I heard a lot of people love this movie. And this is the American slip version, so there's no French or whatever. So that's very nice. So I'll give it a second chance. You know, John Goodman, Bryan Cranston, and Ben Affleck, Alan Arkin. So you can't go wrong with that. I'll give this a second shot. Maybe the 4K, at least the image quality, will dazzle me to the point where I'll forgive some of its ethnocentricity and whatever. But Argo, 4K Blu-ray, boom. All right, last 2 pickups we got here. Bohemian Rhapsody. I know I literally just talked about this. 4K Blu-ray with the slipcover. I got this for $14. Not the best deal because I remember this was available at Best Buy for $9. But I thought I might as well. I didn't want to get it back then, but now I'm kind of, you know, more open to getting it. And, you know, for $14, that's what, a couple more dollars more than Black Friday, so whatever. And it was with a slipcover. So yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. You know, I heard they kind of bastardized the story. Not bastardized, but they kind of sugarcoat the story of Freddie Mercury. But I love Queen music, and I heard it's a good looking 4K. So boom, Bohemian Rhapsody. And the last pickup of the day, a Ridley Scott movie. Again, this is technically a modern war film, but you know, I heard some controversial things about it. I heard it's actually a pretty good movie, so I thought I might as well pick it up. And it comes with the theatrical and the extended cut. So if you know if the extended cut is better, let me know down below. And that is Black Hawk Down. Now I did literally just buy this for a couple bucks at the Beat Goes On, but for 4K, I think I got this for like $12 or $13. Can't really pass that up. Again, I heard some really good things about this. I heard this is one of Ridley Scott's best movies, and I was like, wow, really? And this is somewhat of a modern film, right? 2000 or something, 2001, and it has a pretty big cast. Tom Sizemore, Ewan McGregor, Josh Hartnett. So yeah, boom, and music by Hans Zimmer. So very excited, very intrigued. So yeah, that was the last pickup. So those were all of my pickups. Bunch of 4Ks, mostly Blu-rays. And yeah, overall, you know, it started off very slow. I only got 4K Blu-rays, and then, you know, sales happened, thrifting happened, so I kind of made up for that. So yeah, that was the entire video. Thank you so much for sticking around. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I have been Mason from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Please have yourself a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. Please stay safe and God bless. Peace, cheers, long live physical media. See you guys. Peace out.